Ever wondered how the Catholic Church played a role in shaping Western civilization? Our story begins in the 1st century with the birth of Christianity as a sect of Judaism. This new faith, with its message of love, forgiveness, and hope, began to resonate within the hearts of many, leading to its rapid dissemination across diverse societies. The early followers of Christ, initially a small and persecuted group, found themselves in the heart of the Roman Empire. The empire, known for its might and expansive reach, became the stage for the spread of this new faith. Despite facing severe persecution, these early Christians held steadfast to their beliefs, their resilience only serving to further the growth of Christianity. As Christianity grew, it began to attract the attention of influential figures within the empire. Among them was Emperor Constantine. A pivotal figure in the history of Christianity, Constantine would become the first Roman emperor to convert to Christianity. This conversion wasn't just a personal choice of faith, but a monumental decision that would significantly alter the course of history. In the early 4th century, Constantine issued the Edict of Milan, effectively ending the persecution of Christians and granting them the freedom to practice their religion openly. But Constantine went a step further. In a move that would forever change the landscape of the Roman Empire, he declared Christianity the state religion. This recognition gave the Christian faith an unprecedented level of authority and influence. The church began to take shape, establishing structures and doctrines that would guide its journey through the annals of time. From this point forward, the church would not just be a religious institution, but a significant political and social force. Thus began the journey of the Catholic Church, a journey that would leave an indelible mark on the development of Western civilization. Now, let's delve deeper into how the Church navigated through the ebbs and flows of history, shaping and being shaped by the world around it. But that's a story for the next scene. As Rome fell and the Dark Ages descended, who held the torch of knowledge and culture? This is not a rhetorical question, but rather one that carries significant weight in understanding the course of human history. The Catholic Church, often seen as a religious institution, was much more than that during the Dark Ages. It was the keeper of the keys to the kingdom of knowledge, the guardian of culture and education, and the preserver of literature, philosophy, and science. Amidst the chaos and turmoil that marked the Dark Ages, the church stood as a bastion of stability. It was within the hallowed walls of monasteries and convents that monks and nuns meticulously copied ancient texts, preserving them for future generations. Many of these texts included works of philosophy, literature, and scientific inquiry that might have otherwise been lost to the ravages of time and war. But the church's role didn't stop at preservation. It also played a crucial part in education. Monastic schools were established, where monks served as teachers, imparting not only religious instruction but also lessons in grammar, rhetoric, and logic, the trivium of medieval education. These schools were often the only source of education for the populace, providing a flicker of light in a time often shrouded in intellectual darkness. The church's influence extended to the realm of science as well. The monastic tradition of careful observation and meticulous record-keeping laid the groundwork for what we now recognize as the scientific method. Many monks were also involved in early scientific research, studying the natural world and seeking to understand the laws that govern it. The Dark Ages, despite their name, were not a time of complete darkness. There were flickers of light, sparks of intellectual curiosity, and cultural preservation that refused to be extinguished. And at the heart of this intellectual and cultural preservation stood the Catholic Church. In an era often associated with darkness, the Church was a beacon of light, safeguarding knowledge and culture. For those who look closely, the Dark Ages reveal a story of resilience and perseverance, with the Church at its heart, illuminating the path forward. How did the Catholic Church influence the political landscape of medieval Europe? It's a question that's been at the heart of many historical debates. To understand this, we must first recognize the Church as not just a spiritual institution, but also a political entity with immense power and influence. During the Middle Ages, the Church was instrumental in shaping the feudal systems that were prevalent across Europe. It owned vast tracts of land, commanded armies, and was often the only institution capable of providing education and welfare. This gave it a significant role in the governance of medieval society, often acting as a mediator between the lords and their subjects. Also, the church held sway over the monarchs of the time. Kings and queens sought the church's blessing for their reign, and the church, in turn, used this influence to guide policy and decision-making. It was common for the church to play the role of a kingmaker, endorsing certain rulers and condemning others based on their alignment with the church's doctrines. Moreover, the church set the moral standards of the time, defining what was considered right and wrong. This moral authority allowed the church to exert control over people's lives, influencing everything from their daily routines to their understanding of the world. The church's role in the Crusades is another key aspect of its political influence. The Crusades were a series of religious wars, aimed at reclaiming the Holy Land from Muslim rule. While they were marked by violence and bloodshed, they also led to a significant cultural exchange between the East and the West. This exchange had a profound impact on European society, bringing in new ideas, technologies, and cultural practices. In essence, the church was more than just a spiritual guide for the people of medieval Europe. It was a political powerhouse that wielded significant influence over the rulers and the ruled alike, shaping the political and cultural landscape of the era. The church was not just a spiritual entity, but a political powerhouse that helped shape the political and cultural landscape of medieval Europe. As Europe emerged from the Middle Ages, how did the church contribute to the flourishing of arts and sciences? The Renaissance, a period of intense cultural and intellectual activity, saw the church playing an instrumental role in the blossoming of arts and sciences. No longer merely the preserver of knowledge from the ancient world, the church became an active participant in the creation of new ideas and a patron of the arts. In the realm of architecture, the church was a major force. The construction of iconic churches like St. Peter's Basilica in Rome, a masterpiece of Renaissance architecture, was largely funded by the church. These architectural marvels not only served as places of worship, but also as symbols of the church's power and wealth. Beyond architecture, the church also commissioned countless works of art. Artists like Michelangelo and Raphael, who created some of the most recognizable works of the Renaissance, were often commissioned by the church. These artworks, often depicting biblical themes, were used to inspire the faithful and reinforce the church's teachings. And let's not forget about the church's role in the scientific revolution. Contrary to popular belief, the church was not always opposed to scientific progress. Many members of the clergy were themselves scientists. For instance, Nicholas Copernicus, the astronomer who proposed the heliocentric model of the universe, was a cleric. The church also established universities across Europe, where scholars could pursue their studies in a range of disciplines. Yet it would be remiss to ignore the tensions that sometimes arose between the church and the scientific community. The trial of Galileo Galilei, who was condemned by the church for his support of Copernicanism, is a stark reminder of this. Despite these occasional conflicts, the church's patronage of the arts and sciences was vital to the Renaissance. It helped to foster an environment where creativity and intellectual inquiry could thrive. The church, once a preserver of knowledge, now became a patron of creativity, helping usher in the era of the Renaissance. In the modern era, how does the Catholic Church continue to shape Western civilization? In this age of rapid technological advancements and social transformations, the Catholic Church remains a steadfast influence on Western society. One of the key areas where this influence is most evident is in the realm of social issues. From debates on life and death, to those on marriage and family, the Church's teachings continue to inspire discussions and shape public opinion. Its stance on human dignity and the sanctity of life informs conversations on topics as diverse as euthanasia, capital punishment, and bioethics. The Church's influence isn't limited to moral debates, it also extends to the legal sphere. The principles of justice, fairness, and compassion that are deeply ingrained in Catholic doctrine have been instrumental in shaping Western law. While secular in nature, these laws often reflect the Church's teachings on the inherent dignity and worth of every individual. Furthermore, the Catholic Church plays an ongoing role in education and charitable work. Catholic schools and universities dot the landscapes of many Western nations, providing high-quality education to millions. These institutions instill not just knowledge, but also values of respect, responsibility, and community service. The Church's commitment to charity, meanwhile, is unrivaled. It runs numerous hospitals, orphanages, and homeless shelters, and is often at the forefront of disaster relief efforts. These initiatives underscore the Church's dedication to the Gospel's call to serve the least among us. And let's not forget the Church's role in preserving and promoting culture. Through its patronage of the arts, the Church continues to foster creativity and artistic excellence. Its liturgical music, architecture, and sacred art contribute to the rich tapestry of Western cultural heritage. Despite its ancient roots, the Catholic Church remains a significant influence on the values, laws, and culture of Western civilization. This influence is not just historical, but ongoing, shaping the way we think, act, and interact with the world around us. So how has the Catholic Church shaped Western civilization? Let's delve into its influence over the centuries. As a beacon in the Dark Ages, the Church preserved crucial knowledge and culture. It was a torchbearer of wisdom, ensuring intellectual traditions weren't lost. As we pivot to the Middle Ages, its influence seeped into the political realm. The Church was instrumental in shaping the political trajectory, thereby impacting the course of history. The Renaissance era marked a time of immense creativity and innovation, with the Church playing a pivotal role. It championed the arts and encouraged the humanistic ideals which form the foundation of our present society. Now shifting focus to present-day influence. The Church's impact reverberates, shaping social, moral, and cultural norms. It is also a significant contributor to discussions on vital global concerns. Before we conclude, remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the notification bell to receive updates on similar insightful discussions. It's clear that the Catholic Church has played an integral role in shaping Western civilization, from its ancient roots to its modern manifestations.